Good morning. It's another sunny morning and it's the beginning of June. Seems we've been in lockdown for a long time, although restrictions are beginning to ease a little bit, aren't they? Today we're slap bang in the middle of Matthew's Gospel. John the Baptist has been arrested and he's in prison. Been arrested for insurrection, of talking against the authorities of the day. But all he was really doing is saying, watch out, there's someone coming who is going to be really important. Of course, he was pointing to Jesus. John heard about the things that Jesus was doing, and he sent some of his followers off to go and find out what was going on. And when they went to look and see what Jesus was doing, he said to them, go back and tell John this. This is recorded in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 11, verses 4 and 5. Jesus replied, go back and report to John what you hear and see. The blind receive sight, the lame walk, those who have leprosy are cured, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the good news is preached to the poor. So it was important for Jesus to say to John, all of those things that you think Messiah is coming for are now happening. Messiah was the long-awaited deliverer of the people of Israel from slavery. They assumed it was going to be deliverance from the oppression of the Roman authorities. Jesus came to say, I'm delivering you from the oppression of the problem of sin in the world. That is, the tendency to do and think and say wrong things. So it's a different kind of deliverance. It was a spiritual deliverance rather than a physical deliverance, but nonetheless just as important, because Jesus says, this is what I've come to do. I've come to give sight to the blind. And of course, he wasn't just talking about those who couldn't see physically. That did happen, but that was an indication of what Jesus was doing. He wasn't just restoring the sight to blind people. He was allowing people to see spiritually the truth about God the Father and about Jesus the Son. He was showing them the way forward, what life can and should be. He was giving them a spiritual sight of this world. And then it talks about, after sight, it talks about the lame walking, those who have leprosy are cured. So he's putting right the things that are wrong. It doesn't mean that Jesus has come here to cure all physical ailments of everybody. It doesn't mean that that's the most important thing. These are what we might call signs of the kingdom of God, as opposed to the kingdom of this world. That there will be healing and restoration of people. That's a good theme that goes all the way through the Bible, certainly all the way through the New Testament. Healing and restoration of God's people. God's people were the Israelites of old. Now God's people are all those who follow the way of Jesus, you and I. And then he comes to perhaps the most important part of his mission. After all of that healing of people, the good news is preached to the poor. Is that the people without any money, people without any food, people who are destitute? Yeah, it's them. Plus all those who are poor in spirit, people who can't see the right way to live, people who are dishonest, people who are unhappy, people who are manipulative. All of those people are poor too. They are poor spiritually, and they need to be set free from the things that hold them back and allow them to grow and develop in the right way. All of this is what Jesus came to do. All of this is important. It's important enough for the followers to say, for Jesus to say to John's followers, go back and tell him that all this is happening. And he doesn't say it, but the inference is, and he will recognize that this is Messiah who has come. That's enough for today. Have a great one. It's nice and sunny. Make the most of it. Stay safe. See you soon.